Yeah, man, it's going down this Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got two very special guests today, man. The first guest, man, is an architect of this H-Town sound, man. Produced some of the biggest records that really created the foundation that we still play to this day, that I still play. When I DJ, I played them last night, you know what I mean, in my set last night, man. And also just another H-Town artist, man, you know what I'm saying, down with Jam Down and all that. We got Double D and Dren. What's going down?
What's going on
man?
with you, brother?
Chilling, man. How y'all feeling, man?
Oh man, blessed. Glad to be here.
Man, it's an honor to have y'all, man.
Already, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate you.
For sure. Shit, what's new, man?
Oh man, just trying to stay alive and you know, stay above water. That's it, you know.
Yeah.
Enjoy life. We in those upper years now. It's about enjoying life, man.
Yeah.
Cause you don't never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Y'all still messing around with the music, or how y'all been musically and everything?
When I have time, I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my time is very limited because of, you know, my career that I'm in now, trying to pay the bills, you know, so I be gone a lot. But when I do have time, you know, trying to get a project started, it's in the making, you know what I'm saying? I've been reaching out to people, and, you know, me and you, we'll talk more about that too.
For sure.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Cool. Dren, what about you, man?
My son in the music now, you know, he recording, doing his thing, so him and his friends or whatever, trying to help them push their little brand or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's based out of Arkansas, but I live in Dallas. So,
Okay.
You know, that's where I'm from.
Oh, you from Dallas?
No, I'm from Arkansas.
Oh, you from Arkansas? No shit.
Yeah.
Damn, when'd you come down to Texas?
Actually, man, me and Dub, man, me and him and a few other friends, man, we came from Arkansas.
Wait, Double D, you from Arkansas?
I was born there, but I was raised in Third Ward. You know what I'm saying? But when I got in high school, like my freshman year, man, I was into so much. I was in a lot of stuff. Man.
When you land, where do you land at in Houston? Where you growing up at?
So I grew up in Detroit.
In the third, yeah.
But when I got cause I went to elementary and junior high in Detroit. But when I got the year that I was supposed to go to Yates, we moved to Spring Branch. Cause like Spring Branch was like the southwest side back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying, the early 80s. It was a lot of black people from south side, north side, all moving to this area out there because they had all these apartments out there. So we moved out there. That's when I kind of got into robbing and stealing and shit, you know what I'm saying? So
No shit.
yeah. So my mom took me away from here, took me back to where I was born, to Arkansas. And that's when I hooked up with, you know, these cats here, him and some more cats. That was in '86. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of '86.
You go back to Arkansas in '86.
Yeah.
Okay, so what age do you start? You say robbing and stealing now. What age is this?
I mean, I was into stealing already in the trade, but when I got into the robbing part, that was like probably like 85, 84, 85, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so you like 19th
we
grade.
robbing the Mexicans, you know, in Free Park. It's a park over there called Free Park. We used to be robbing the Mexicans, robbing the pizza man. You know what I'm saying? We was doing
So y'all had the
shit.
tool and all that, or it was just on some just come up off it type shit?
You said what?
Y'all had the guns and all that, or it was just some other just come up off it type shit?
We did, but you know, usually, I mean,
It was
we
just force.
knocking, you
Dropping
know what I'm
boys,
saying?
yeah, come up off of that, yeah.
As they say in LA, rat packing. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it was, man. So I was into a lot of stuff, man. But you know, I did have a crew. We was already doing the rapping thing, and we was actually making some noise. You know, me, my partner Mario, and my partner Curtis. Curtis really didn't take it too serious, but me and Mario, we really did take it serious.
So this whole time you robbing and stealing, you trying to rap too at the same time?
Yeah, I was definitely rapping. I wrote my first rap when I lived in the Trey on Alabama, 2900 block, Alabama Street. That's when I started writing raps. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I was fortunate to have a mother to get me away from that, because when I came back out here in '89, you know what I'm saying, all my homeboys was in the penitentiary.
Oh, they had already got caught up.
Yeah, everybody. Either they was in the penitentiary or they was on drugs. Because you know that crack
That crack
wave,
era, yeah.
So I didn't understand it then, but you know, I appreciate it now, bro. For real, I appreciate it. So, cause when I went to Arkansas, it just, you know what I'm saying? It's
Came
like,
to a halt.
cause I mean, it's a small town, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't nothing, you can't get away with nothing like that down there, no way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't get away with that type stuff. So yeah, man, it was a good thing, man. And then I hooked up with family, good people, and they was rapping, you know what I'm saying. And when I came, I think they probably started to take it more seriously. Me, I was already like street, smoking weed, cigarettes. He was athlete, you know what I'm
Played
saying. He was
basketball and
athlete,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, looked at cigarettes
Me,
and shit.
I'm street. I'm like, I'm not going to school. You know what I'm saying? So I was tripping, but yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of bad, man. You know.
Yeah.
So what's your
Young
impression
boy.
of Double D? He comes in, you like you say, you on the athletic tip, and y'all in the rap, but
Well,
he's more edgy.
He was
you know what I mean?
talented, man. He used to spend the night over my house, man. Real shit.
Yeah.
He had a little bitty Casio keyboard.
Yeah.
He had a little recorder, like with a speaker. And he always used to want to make beats and always used to try to make his own beats. And shit, after a while, he really started putting some shit together. You know what I mean? Like, damn, man, that shit jamming. Let me get a copy of that. He never will let you get it. You know what I mean? That's how he was, man, with the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He had
man,
all kind of heat. You know, when I got with Jam Down, that's what it was. They didn't even have a producer over there at the
Oh,
time.
shit. Okay, wait. I don't want to move up too bad, but I'm glad you said that. Okay, so Double D, when you come back in '89, are you getting on the music, or you still in the streets?
Yeah,
and
I'm
shit?
into the music. I mean, I came out here, stayed with my aunt. Of course, I'm working, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely trying to get, my feet back into, knee deep in the music, you know what I'm saying? That never changed. That was always, you know what I'm saying, was the dream. That was the whole, you know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't even go to college straight out of high school, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I got to pursue my rap career. Because, I was more of a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Before I just really just
In the
got,
producing, you was trying to rap.
I
That was the thing. Yeah.
I was a rapper.
Storytelling and shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was a rapper. So I came back out here, started doing some stuff, and I had a manager, man, James Banks, which is, he's a millionaire, and he owns his own branch of State Farm out here. Which he's from Arkansas too. You know what I'm saying? So,
Wait. So what are you doing to get a manager? Or you just putting it together and you just happen to get a manager and along the way?
He know my family. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So he knew I was good at what I was doing. So he just wanted to try to
Help you out.
yeah. So I performed at a club called the Palladium. It was on the north side of the Palladium. It was like a hip hop club. Man, I performed, me and my DJ OB. You remember OB? And man, I had a song called Underground City. And when I got off stage, man, after I performed that song, Big Chief from Rap A Lot, they rushed us. They was trying to.
That's why I was on. I'm thinking like '89 rapping. Everybody probably trying to get on rap a lot at this time.
That might have been a little later than '89 though. When this happened.
Mind Playing Tricks and all that came out.
I think so. Yeah, they was. I don't know if Mind Playing Tricks had came out, but Ghetto Boys was definitely out.
It was making noise. Yeah.
Yeah, they was definitely out. I'm not sure which year that was when I performed at the Palladium, but yeah, we had the crowd hype, man. That song was a good song, man. The Underground City. Do you remember that song?
Yeah, you know I remember that.
Yeah. So yeah, man, and they was definitely trying to get me to come, so they could talk about signing, but because the reputation, I was like, nah, everybody.
So
was
they
talking
had the
about-
reputation back early on. That early on.
I mean, yeah, because everybody, you know how people talk, but
Yeah.
I really should have just, gave it a shot because you can't listen to what everybody says.
Everybody's shit
you know
different,
what I'm saying? I think Lil J a good dude, you know what I mean? And I don't really know him personally. I did some on the Fifth Ward soundtrack. I know Willie D was cool people. Scarface, cool people, you know what I'm saying? Bushwick, you know, rest in peace, you know, all them cats, you know, they cool. Devin definitely cool,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Now, me and Devin, you know, we real cool. So, you know, I ain't seen him in a minute, but if we see each other, it's, you know, it's like we ain't missed a beat. He cool people, man. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So okay, so you don't do the rap a lot thing. Do you stay? What's what's your grind now? You just independent trying to get a deal, or what you trying?
Well, see, I moved to East Texas, Nacogdoches for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Hooked up with some people out there, and you know that had that money. You know what I'm saying? And they was like,
You went out there for that, or like how you end up in Nacogdoches?
Yeah, because my kinfolk had came and got me. They came and got me. At first, I wasn't with it. You know, I was like, I ain't going. But then I went out there for a weekend.
Seeing what it was.
Yeah, how the women and everybody.
Because it's Nacogdoches. I mean, it's college town, SFA out there.
The attention, you know what I'm saying, it was off the chain, man. So I was like, I'm all in. You know, and then, you know, having money and, you know, just having fun, you know what I mean?
Your way in that
Got
little
our
time.
own studio.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm with this, you know. So I went down there. That's how I met D-Rec, you know what I'm saying?
No shit.
Yeah, so, but he wasn't known
because he
as
went to
D-Rec.
SFA.
Yeah, but he wasn't known as D-Rec then. He was known as Dick, because the last
Dixon.
name. Yeah. So they were calling him Dick, because one of his frat brothers was actually in supposedly the management type for, I mean, you know, in the management role for the group that we had. We was called Raw Posse. And his frat was one of the management guys, and so they used to, like, when they threw their frat parties, they used to use our DJ equipment and our DJ. You know what I'm saying? And then they didn't even want us there because people like classified us as a gang, man.
No shit.
Yeah.
So y'all out there terrorizing the streets in
I
Nacogdoches.
mean, we really wasn't though. You
But
know
it was
what
a
I'm
presence
saying?
though that was
I
kind of
mean,
like,
yeah. I mean, sometimes we might have problems with this person, that person, but you know, we wasn't on no gang stuff. You know, when the laws really start calling us gangs and all that is because these college kids, white boys, had jumped on some of our, you know, a couple of our people, and we posseed up. And we went and
let them boys have it.
yeah, we went and did it up. So, you know, a couple of us, including myself, went to jail, you know what I'm saying, behind that, you know, and that's when they started classifying us as a gang, you know, and them cats, direct frats, they didn't want us at their parties and stuff, and, you know, just on some craziness, because we wasn't doing nothing, you know what I mean? I guess it was more of a competition type thing, because we was getting a lot of attention from the women, you know, so I think it was more that than anything else, you know.
Yeah. So around what year is this?
That had to be like 90, right? 90, 91 up in there.
Around that time, I probably still was in high school.
Yeah, you was still in school. You was like finna come out.
Yeah.
So it was like 90, 91, you know, up in that area.
So how long do you stay in Nacogdoches?
A couple years, till them feds rolled in.
They came down on y'all like that.
Yeah, when them feds rolled in, it was time to catch out. So
y'all was just getting like kind of hints like the feds is on us and you just burnt like that, or people ended up getting locked up and shit?
Well, I mean, me myself, I wasn't really getting my hands dirty, but all my peoples, you know what I'm saying, was getting their hands dirty. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we had to expect that to be coming somewhere along, you know, but we didn't expect it to come like that fast, you know. So, but like I said, you know, that's how
you get up out of there.
yeah, so that's how I already knew D-Rec, you know, not knew him like, you know, it ain't like
y'all don't start a relationship. This is just your first interactions with him.
Yeah. So then, you know, after all that went bad, one of the guys that I knew from there, Dexter, he was in an accident. I used to date his sister, matter of fact, and he was in an accident and he got paralyzed, and he came into a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? And he already knew about us, so he reached out, and they snatched us up. That was Black Owned Entertainment, BOE, and
Are you doing music in Nacogdoches at this time, or you just
yeah,
kind of
we
just
was doing music. Yeah, we was man.
You said they had. Or you said that
Man,
studio out there.
we brought rappers. We brought YZ down there. Did some. What's the other dude? He was kind of. What was it? Kwame.
Oh, Kwame.
Yeah. So yeah, we brought some people down and we did some things, man. Then we had our own shows that we were throwing, and we pack it every time, packing the house every time. So
Are you focused on being a rapper still, or are you kind of getting into the production?
I'm doing both now.
Both,
you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times my cousin, he was the main guy that was producing. You know what I'm saying? He taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? But he'd be gone, and I'm stuck, can't do nothing. I'm like, man, I gotta learn how to, And it was more sampling back then.
Yeah.
We was more, sampling loops. I had an ear for it, so I started learning that and got good at it. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't had to be there no more. You know what I'm saying? I could just do my own thing. So that's what I did, and it became kind of. I mean, it wasn't like a competition, but in a way it was, because if I'm gone, he gonna do a song, and then when I come back, he gonna have it done, and then vice versa. If he gone, I'm gonna try to have a whole song done. You know what I mean? So that's how we was doing it, man. But yeah, man.
Yeah, before you was putting it out, man, we had so much music, man.
Man.
Me and 411 had a group, Amp Camp, So that's what we used to do, man. Like, man, we're gonna wait till D hear this, And we went over one day and let that nigga hear about 6 or 7 songs. Just
They was jamming too.
I don't know what happened to him, man, but shit was jamming.
I remember that
Real
jam
shit.
we did called Sheila.
Sheila, yeah.
Man.
Cold. We
Man, that
played
song,
that
song right there, dude.
We played that at Charlemagne.
That song
think,
right
the
there
club.
was a hit.
Yeah.
That was a hit right there, for real.
Right on.
That
Man,
was a
y'all
hit.
talking about it like I wish I could hear what it sounds
Man,
like.
I wish I could hear it again, man. For real, man. We lost some great music, bro.
ADAX and all that shit. We had so
lost
much
some
music
great
on that
music,
shit, man.
bro. For real.
So y'all just lost the tapes, or
Yeah.
I mean,
over time they just end up,
shit
I
happens.
think some of
man.
our shit ended up over at Jam Down from the Amp Camp, ADAX.
Okay, so what happens in between y'all going in between all this going on and you going to Jam Down? Is anything kind of substantial happen within that?
Okay,
time?
after the BOE situation, the Black Owned Entertainment situation, after that kind of started fizzling out, it wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't working. I just say that, and everybody started kind of going their own way because we got to eat. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting married. You know what I mean?
Oh, early.
Yeah, I got married, had a baby girl. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just working. Matter of fact, I was working in Blockbuster Music and Blockbuster Video. I had 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So he had signed, like he said, he met Jam Down through Point Blank.
38, yeah.
Point Blank, yeah.
Yeah, so
Shout out
he had
Blank.
came over to the crib, and he was like, D, man, these cats, because I'm still doing music, you know what I'm saying? So he come over, he was like, man, these cats over here, man, they need music, man, for real, they paying. So I was like, well, shit, cool, set it up, you know what I mean? So I went over there, and I let him hear it, and man, Keke, he picked a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I ended up, me and Solo did the whole album, that Don't Mess With Texas. It wasn't no other
that
producers.
is just you and Solo on that, man.
Yeah, it
okay,
wasn't
so
no
what
other
records? Well, y'all did any co-production or it
No,
was just
he just did half, I did half, you know what I'm saying? The thing is over there, man, it was kind of, like, I don't think, like Keke knew Solo, they was cool, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, me and Keke we never built that relationship like, I did with other, like Pat, you know what I'm saying?
So y'all weren't ever working in the studio together? You just kind of dropping beats
Well,
off? Or?
let me tell you, okay, the only time that really happened is when we had recorded another song, and he had already asked me. He's like, "Man, I need that Friends beat redone." So I had forgot, but then we got through recording that. I forgot what song it was, but then he mentioned it to me again, and I was like, I just started doing it right then. You know what I mean? I started doing it right on the spot, and I'm adding shit. And then he was like, "Okay, that's enough right there." And I was like, "Cool."
And that was Southside.
And that was it. That was it.
Man, okay.
That's how it came. Yep.
So does he tell you he got the idea for this song, or he's just telling you I just
Well,
need
he
the
just
Friends
said
beat?
he need that Friends. I can't remember if he told me the idea, but he just told me. I know he told me he need that Friends beat redone.
And that was the one time y'all was in there together.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that
y'all
I can
end up-
remember, yeah. Other times it was just he was picking shit I already had did. You know what I'm saying? I just bring it. And then, but I forgot though on that niggas be hating me, you know, I can't remember how I got on that. I think I was just so intrigued by that track, you know what I'm saying, that I just started writing to it. You know what I'm saying? And once he heard my verse, he was like, you know, put that shit on there. You know, so, you know.
Man, okay, so what all do you do on Don't Mess With Texas?
Oh man, I can't
Let me
remember.
see. I'm gonna pull up the track list and we gonna run through them.
I know I did Ballin' in the Mix.
Man, hold up.
Money.
All in the making.
Yeah.
All right, Rich second.
Yeah,
No
I
shit.
did that. Serious Smoke. Of course, Southside.
Wait. So y'all ain't record? You ain't in the studio when they doing Serious Smoke or nothing? You
No,
just,
he actually he had told. I think he told me he wanted that beat redone too, and I did it at home, and I brought it back, and you know, and they did that. Yeah, actually, I think he told me he wanted that redone too. So I mean, it was like, you know, we just didn't have that. We had chemistry, of course. You could see
musically,
that.
right?
Yeah,
right.
you could see that, but we didn't ever get a chance to build that relationship, you know, like I did when I was over there with Pat, you know what I mean? And but you know, I know we had chemistry because shit, look at the history.
Yeah,
It's all, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
okay. So what all do you do while you over at Def Jam? I mean, at Jam Down, other than
Oh,
Don't
I
Mess With
did
Texas?
some stuff for Aldi. I had did some stuff for him, you know what I'm saying? And I did stuff for the Herschelwood Hardheads, of course. Man, probably some other people too. I can't remember everything, but you know, I did quite a few things over there.
So when y'all, cause this always interests me about like, you know, just Houston and everything. How was y'all doing like the business side of things? Y'all doing publishing, everything like?
That's
or
the
y'all
thing.
just buying
That's the
tracks straight
thing.
out?
Like I was green to the game then. You know what I'm saying? I was green. I ain't gonna sit up and lie. I was green. I didn't know the business. All I know is that they paying me this money, this upfront money for these tracks, and I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? Because this the first time that I'm getting paid for what I do. So, you know, and then things moving so fast, and then you don't really know how big this is about to get, you know, because I remember Pat, which was one of the owners of Jam Down, he was coming to me, yeah, he was an Islander, or is an Islander, because he's still living, but he was like, yeah, I think that Southside going to be the one. And I was like, you know, I kind of blew it off, yeah, whatever, you know, but
Turned
hey.
out to be the one.
And I learned from that, never say never. You can't never say what's going to be big and what's not, because, you know, I kind of doubted that, but he said they played it in the club and the reaction they got, you know what I mean? And, you know, so.
Man,
Yeah.
okay. Man, so are y'all doing contracts or like how are you just
No,
they just
I
buying
never
the beats?
signed. I never signed with
Nothing
him
like
or
that,
nothing. Yeah, I was just doing beats, but at the same time, in the same token, they was trying to keep the sound hid, which I mean, I
What you
can
mean?
understand that, because you know me doing stuff, people talk. So all these other artists want some of this sound now.
So they not saying who they getting
but
their
they
records
don't
from.
know me, so they can't get to me. So when they coming to them about me, they not telling me. They keeping it on the hush hush. So I can't get this extra money out there that's out there because they trying to keep this sound in jam down. And like I said, I can understand that, you know what I'm saying, but at least, compensate me, for.
For that money that you got to
Yeah,
miss.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So they were basically making you an in-house producer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who all was over there? Was it you and Solo that was in-house, or who else was over there?
Yeah, I mean, me and Solo pretty much, but they had maybe some other cats that was coming in doing, here and there, I guess, but as far as just the guys that was doing most of the stuff over there, it was me and Solo.
Yeah. And so Dren at the same time, even before that though, you were on Home of the Free and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about, what I'm saying, just all that, because that's early jam down.
Yeah, actually, man, like I said, man, I was living on Main Street, me and 411, and Blank, and 411 was cool because 411 was doing music for Nip, rap a lot. He had a little producer deal with Big Chief, I think, Work Camp or something. So, but anyway, Blank brought Pat and Vince, the guys that own Jam Down, over to the room one day. And shit, we rapped, did some shit that we had already did. And them niggas like, hey, man, we want to fuck with you. So it took us back over to the studio and shit, started fucking with us, you know what I mean? It was more like, we was living out here on, on Main Street in the motel, you know what I mean? Just really just on some,
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, trying to figure it out, shit, because like I say, I'm the youngest out of all of us, so they was already out in Texas doing what they do, and then I'm doing what I do in Arkansas, and end up coming down here to Houston. It worked out, you know what I mean, what we was trying to do, man. It's just like getting to a big party, man, with your friends, and y'all get separated.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was, we came to Houston to do what we do, but we got separated through, just, I don't know, you know what I mean? Just different
situations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like going to a party with your friends and you're separated, you know what I mean? It's so much fun in there, you know what I mean? Man, where you was at? Man, I was over here. You know what I mean? Shit, we had a 7-day-a-week playing out here. Partying. There's 7 days a week going here, Jamaica this night, Carol's this night, I'm from the country, you know what I mean? It was all good.
You loving this, yeah.
I'm loving it, you know what I mean? Shit, for real. I mean, because I didn't like NAC too much, 3-4 months there was enough. I could have stayed at home because it was like Arkansas. You know what I mean?
I love NAC.
Yeah, he was loving that down there.
Those some of the best days of my life in Nacogdoches.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nacogdoches.
Yeah, he loved that. I mean? He loved it down there.
I had a lot of fun in that place, man.
Yeah.
For real.
See, it was over when I got out of school. The fun was over down there. So it was at the end.
Yeah.
So it was more like.
So you seeing the whole Fed thing materialize and all that?
Well, he wasn't around.
I wasn't around.
You wasn't around for that? Yeah.
Nah, I was.
And shout out to Brick.
Yeah.
Ain't no beef, homie. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no beef because you ain't have to do what you did for us, man. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of love for him. I got a lot of love for cats. A lot of cats who probably ain't got that same love, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Because today, man, I'm in a different place spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even trip about how you feel about me, you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna show you that love, you know what I'm saying? Because somewhere in the past, you know what I'm saying, the
love was there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And, it's like a lot of people helped me, just like D-Rec, you know what I'm saying? We had our little ups and downs, but we sit down as men and, you know what I'm saying, we straighten that all out, you know what I mean? And anytime I needed help, he been there. Whatever his reason was don't really matter. The bottom line is he did it, you feel me? So shout out to D-Rec, man, he good dude.
Yeah.
You know,
So, okay, Dren, you over at Def Jam. I mean, at Jam. Why am I saying Def Jam? Jam down. You know what I mean? And you end up leaving though, Double D. Is it because?
Yeah, I left Jam Down because
Are you finding out that these people trying to get at you? And you
yeah, I'm finding that out, but it was more so of you got two owners. When I do my work, you know what I'm saying? When I do a track, I gotta go get half from this dude, and then I got to go get my other half from this dude, and I ain't like that. I'm like, look, you go get your half from him. You know what I'm saying? Give me all my money, and you go. I ain't giving you half no track. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you this whole track, so you need to go over there and get your money from your business partner. That's how I'm looking at it.
So would it be situations like you done got half of it this week, and then 3-4 weeks down the line, you
No,
still trying to find
it
another
wasn't
half?
that long. It wasn't that long, but it might be a day or two because they wasn't really hanging around each other. Shoot, this dude be out doing his thing. This guy, Pat, was more at the studio more. You see Pat at the studio more, but Vince, he be out doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Vince.
rest in peace, Vince, man. But
He's a good dude.
yeah. So, but I just didn't agree with that. And like I said, on top of, they not letting me really shine, make my money with other cats, you know what I'm saying, that's wanting that sound. Like, Fat Pat, he came and jumped on a couple songs that I did, and he told me, he was like, hey, man, you can rap. And he was like, when I do my thing, I'm going to have you rapping and doing the tracks. That's what he told me. You know how you kind of blow things off, not really take it seriously. But one day,
So you and Pat, when y'all first meet, y'all kind of hit it off, kind of, because you saying you and Keke never really meshed. Y'all never got a chance to really bond like that. But Pat is like seeing it in you, and he's messing with you like all the time. Yeah,
he saw that over at Jam Down. So, and he was in competition with Key. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, of course, he want what Key already got right now. What was to be? He wanted that. So. So he told me that, and then, time passed, you know what I'm saying, and Solo called me one day. He was like, hey, man, he was like, Fat Pat over here with, the dude that's behind him with the money, you know what I'm saying, they want to hear some of your stuff. So I busted you. I was on my way home. I busted you, went back to the tray over his house, and I walk in, and I see D-Rick, and I'm like, and he see me, I'm like, damn, I know you. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man. And we sit down, and he told me what he was trying to do, and I told him that shit, I'm trying to move around from my situation and get into a new situation, so that's how that went down, Yeah.
So y'all go over there and y'all putting this Wreckshop thing together. Talk about, Fat Pat, this is the Ghetto Dreams. This is the product, right? This is what y'all aiming out to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, at that time, it was like the rest of the cast. This is before D Gotti came in the picture, but like Note D and Tight Eyes and Sean P, they still all at Beaumont, but they coming back and forth. But me, I'm in the studio like day and night. So me and Pat, we had developed this thing, you know what I'm saying? I called him every morning. I'd be in the studio all night coming up with something. I might already have a verse on it, hook on it, just like, am I a player? I already had a verse and the hook on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, excuse me, he would come in.
And that's how the album kicked off too, man.
Yeah, I would call him, and he'd be like, you got something? I'll be like, yeah, you need to come on. He was like, all right, I'm finna stop and get some weed, and I'm gonna be on the way. And he come, you know what I'm saying? And he come in there, and Pat was the type, he rolled up a whole ounce. He don't run.
He gonna roll all the sweets,
Yeah, he rolled a whole ounce up every time. And he dropped so much weed, you could go behind him and pick the bud up and roll you a blunt.
Yeah.
And we did that many times, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, he'd be sitting back, he'd be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Roll up the whole ounce, and then, he pulled that pen out And he get in this little mode, smoking, you know what I'm saying? Get in this mode, you know. And that's how we did every day until we finished the album. And of course, he had, he did his work with other, the other producers, but that was our chemistry, our thing that we did on a daily basis until the time when I called him and he wasn't answering. And of course, we know what happened. You know what I'm saying? That day.
So that's how you find out that he passed away. Or you just happened to call him.
Yeah, because
and he
I
just
was calling him and he wasn't answering that morning. You know what I'm saying? And then Sam.
So he got killed like at nighttime? He got killed the night before?
We would always hook up in the morning. I'd be there all night.
Yeah.
But I would hit him early that morning, you know what I'm saying? Wake his ass up. And I'd be like, shit, nigga, I got something, come on. You know what I mean? He'd be like, all right, I'm coming.
Yeah.
So.
Is it any songs in particular that stand out with Pat? Like any sessions where you be like, man, Pat was in there doing this. I remember this happened in this session or whatever.
Man, there's so many different stories, man. But I mean, everything stood out because that dude was amazing, man, and he was growing so fast, man. But it's like when he did that, one of the last song that me and him did was that "If You Only Knew."
Oh shit!
Yeah, and
wait, you produced "If You Only Knew"?
Yeah, and he the way he just came across on that, man, was just so. He was a storyteller. For sure, he was a storyteller, man, and he was just growing, man, and I admired that about him. He worked hard, you know what I mean, and he wanted it. Because when we went to the South Side video shoot, he was in awe, you know what I mean, and he told me, he was like, man, you think that D-Red Cat gonna do something, man? I was like, yeah, Pat, man, you just got to finish your album, man. You just got to finish it. Because he's seeing what Key got, already, you know what I'm saying? He wanted that, man. He wanted it, man. And he wanted it bad. So he worked hard, man, and we started doing stuff, and he taking it back to the hood, letting them hear it, getting good reactions. And so that motivated him, you know what I'm saying, to work harder and, put together a masterpiece, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Classic. I mean, even with, talk about, because you did Body Rock, right?
Yeah.
Talk about, because from my understanding that he intentionally was like, Keke got the South Side, I'm going to do Body Rock, I got to dance, I got like.
But you know what? I didn't agree with the beat that he picked for it. I didn't. I really didn't agree with that beat, but that's the one he wanted. I couldn't change his mind.
What kind of record were you preferring to put him on for that type of?
I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I knew I didn't feel like that was the one because if you trying to do this to try to put this beside Southside, I just felt like this ain't the beat for that. You know what I'm saying? We need to kind of think this through a little bit more, but it didn't work out that way. But it still did what it was gonna do. But like I said, I just felt like that wasn't the beat. But they still did their thing on it. Him and Big Steve, they still did their thing on it. Don't get me wrong, they still did their thing. So, yeah. Man,
okay, so tell me about how's the Platinum Soul thing. Are you and Noke ever working together, or was it still like you and Solo, like y'all just splitting the album, doing, he submitted his tracks, you submitted yours?
We maybe a couple times, man, but most of the time, man, I was working alone. You know what I'm saying? And I think he did a song, Do What You Want to Do, and I co-produced it. I put some things on there. So him and Chicken Hawk pretty much worked together a lot more than me and him did. I just kind of did my own thing because I would be in the studio by myself a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Or I have him up in there, but these cats, they ain't no producers, but they be in there with me just vibing, you know what I'm saying? And we just in there doing. Now, when D. Gotti came in the picture, I took D. Gotti under my wing because this dude work ethic was so amazing, you know what I'm saying? It reminded me of Pat because he could hear a beat and he just, 5 minutes, he got a hook. He ready, you know what I mean? So I was loving that, and that's how he was all over that throat in the game, you know what I'm saying? That's how he was all over it because he was hungry. When he came in the picture, he was hungry, man, and he was coming to the studio. We be up in there, because that's where I was. I was in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get it.
So okay, but then I mean, Pat gets killed, and this is the flagship artist. Like, what's the plan now? How y'all
We
feeling
had to
over
go
there?
back to the table, and that's when we started calling ourselves the Wreckshop family. You know what I'm saying? That's when the Wreckshop family was established, when that happened. You know, so D-Rex still decided that he was going to put the album out, of course, and he did it, and it did its thing. You know, we know it would have did bigger things if Pat would have been able to, you know.
Be out and push
Yeah,
it and do
exactly.
videos
It
and
would've-
then yeah.
Because to my understanding, a few labels did call.
Mm.
A few major labels did call, and he had to let them know that, you know, Fat Pat has, you know, he passed, you know, so.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was one of those unfortunate things, you know, but we had to keep the ship going, you know.
Did you feel like, man, I finally got to this place and now this happened? Or,
Yeah, it was messed up. You know, I felt messed up about it. It messed me up real bad. But
And y'all being close, you know, y'all had to
Yeah,
establish the
you know.
relationship. Yeah.
and me calling him that morning, you know what
That's
I'm
the
saying?
coldest one,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he wasn't answering. And I sure had something for him to hear, and he never got to hear it. So it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. But then y'all end up getting ESG though.
And that's crazy because before we got him, he was just coming over. You know, he was still with Blackhearted, and you know what I'm saying. But he was coming over, jumping on stuff with us. You know what I'm saying. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people, man, they may not admit it, but they love the vibe that we had over there. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a good vibe. You know, it wasn't a bunch of bull crap going on and all that stuff. It was just, you know, everybody laid back, chilling. You know, you doing whatever you do. You know, and we making good music. So a lot of people gravitated toward that, and they always wanted to be over there with us, kicking it. You know, and so he ended up. You know, I don't know what him and D-Rec talked about, but he ended up coming over there and signing.
But he had already been in the mix though.
Yeah, he was on that Throat in the Game album. When he was on those songs, he hadn't signed yet. If you listen, you'll hear him talking about Blackhearted. You know what I'm saying? So when he signed, you know, it was kind of some beef there with Blackhearted was beefing with us.
No shit.
Yeah, they did a song. They did a song about us or something, man. And that's when we came back, me, ESG, and D Gotti came back on a song, and what was the name of that song? Don't Let Your Mouth Overload Your Ass. That's the song. Yeah, we did that for Blackhearted. Yeah. Because they had did a song about us, you know what I mean? So, and you know, I'm like, man, I ain't really had nothing to do with that, but you know, you coming at us like that. I think my name was mentioned. I can't remember, but if it wasn't, I still was on the song. You know what I mean, representing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So y'all do the Shining and Grinding album.
yeah. And me and E had a chemistry too, for sure. You know what I'm saying? We definitely had a chemistry, and we did a lot of stuff, and E liked the way I rap too. So you know, we always had a song on his album on that Shining and Grinding album, and on the
City Under Siege.
we had on the City Under Siege. It was me, him, and Devin on that one. Yeah. So yeah, man.
But I mean, at this time though, you doing a whole lot of producing. Are you trying to really be the rap shit, or you just settled into being like, I'm a producer, and if I rap, cool, but if not, I'm really on producer now?
Well, if you go look at some of the insides, the
inserts, yeah.
Yeah, the inserts, yeah, you'll see that I was supposed to be coming out with a solo album.
Yeah.
But it never happened. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't really pushing the issue because I'm like, you know, okay, we're doing this, but, you know, I kept getting put on the back burner. But I wasn't tripping, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to do an album with this cat. I had talked to D-Rec, you know, about me and him doing an album. He was with it, you know what I'm saying? But he ended up getting involved in another situation, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't get a chance to do that. And but yeah, I still wanted to do the rap thing, you know what I mean? That's why I always would jump on songs, but you know, I come from an era where we was more gangster rappers. I had to really adjust to the player rapping. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of songs that I wouldn't just get on because I was like, I ain't really like talking about stuff that I wasn't really doing. You feel me? So a lot of songs I wouldn't get on. But, you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You
Yeah.
know?
But I mean, at this time though, on the independent side, like I mean, Wreckshop is killing it, man. Like y'all
Yeah.
go do that Dirty Third, you know what I mean? We gotta talk about that
and
film and
then
that
when
stutter, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
when we came with the movie, that just took it to another level right there, you know what I'm saying? And actually, we got to see ourselves on the big screen, you know, because they showed that at the theater over on Dunvale, you know, and it sold out each time, you know, so that was like amazing to me to see myself on the big screen, you know what I'm saying? For all of us, I know they had to feel the same way, you know what I mean? I know they had to feel the same way. So
Nah, that was a big deal. You know, I was just talking to D-Rick and I was telling him, you know, nobody was doing that, especially in this area. You know what I'm saying? Like that was some real next level shit for the time, you know?
So, you know, he pulled it off, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say we pulled it off because he had to have us. Everybody had to play their part. You know what I'm saying? So we pulled it off, man.
And y'all did that. Y'all shot it in with like a day or something. You was saying?
Nah, it was more than
or a few
day.
days, 3 days or something.
It was more than a day. It took a little minute. We was shooting a little. You know, I don't think it was a day. I know it wasn't a day.
Maybe 3 days. It was something. It was. I remember
It
him
wasn't
saying it
too
was a
long,
short period of
but
time.
yeah, it
though.
was a short period of time. You know, because I remember shooting that gun scene. I had to lay on the cold ass ground in the dew. It was like probably 2, 3 in the morning when we shot that over in Third Ward. You know what I mean? So, so I know it just wasn't too many days, but yeah, we pulled it off. You know, the editing process, I have to say that made the difference. You know what I'm saying? It brought it all together.
Yeah, because y'all ain't had no script, from my understanding. It was just
no
like
script.
yeah,
You know, no script. I think he had kind of a script, but
he had an idea, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but we was just kind of freestyling. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, even with the character stutter, man. I mean, talk about, you know, how did you?
Oh man, that was just that was the part that I was offered. You know what I mean? So I just tried. You know, I wasn't no actor. Never did no acting. Acting up, but never did no acting. But I was trying to do the best that I could. You know what I mean? I tried to put myself. You know,
just play the role.
Yeah. I was trying to do the best I could, man.
Yeah.
And fortunately, people kind of gravitated to that.
It worked, yeah.
Even though I didn't even really have a lot of parts in it, but, you know, people take notice to that character, though, stutter.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. It was a good experience, man.
Yeah.
That's
So,
all
Dren, so what you doing around this time, man?
Man, at that time, I was actually, man, running back and forth from Houston to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Really wasn't in the studio like I was supposed to, man. I was in the streets at that time.
Yeah.
You know, it's for real. So I missed out a lot of stuff just, you know, running the
Trying to
streets.
get it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So then, I mean, y'all do City Under Siege, and then y'all do. Are you there for the Big Mo album, or did you work on that or not?
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all do City, because I remember City Under Siege and City of Serb coming out like around the same time, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure when it all came out. I can't remember all that, but I know I did a few songs on Big Mo's City.
Big Mo come out, I was in L.A., and that was
that was 2000.
Was it 2000?
2000, yeah.
I know I seen the video my first time I was in L.A., so it might have been 2000.
Get Back.
You did Get Back?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, I did Get Back, and I did that, I think it's called June 27th Freestyle, where it's slowed up. Yeah, I did that one. And
no, you did Get Back?
Yeah.
Did y'all do that all in the studio?
Yeah.
No shit. You remember anything about that session? So everybody at Hawk everybody, they all there.
Well, I don't think everybody was there when I just did the beat, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to just be working.
You just had tracks.
Yeah, I just try to stay ahead of the game, you know what I'm saying? So when they come, they just picking, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I try to do that. Lil O actually the one who wrote the hook, I think, to that song. You know what I'm saying? I think he the one came with the hook. And he might have wrote Mo's part too. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think he may have. But that's a tight song.
Yeah, it's a tight song.
That was
man.
a tight song.
It's a classic.
Yeah. So.
Damn, but then you did By the Boat, By the House, and all. You know what I mean? You did that too, right?
Yeah, and I did Brazen Fades and
You did Brazen Fades.
Yeah. And we did that because we was trying to squash that, that North and South bullcrap.
I'm saying this in amazement, bro, because this is what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like our producers should be celebrated just as much as these songs. Like, this shit, this is monumental shit, man.
Well,
do you feel like that, or you just kind of
I
like?
mean, a lot of people always tell me I'm one of the most humblest guys, they ever seen, because, I never was the bragging type. I kind of just let the music speak for itself, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say I was the best, but I was the best that I was trying to be the best that I could be, and I was blessed to, have my run, and have my shot at it. Because I know there are a lot of producers on the Houston scene that's way more talented than me. Like Swift, Blue Note. I'm fans of those guys right there. You know what I mean? I'm fans of those guys.
Wait, who is Blue Note?
He did a lot of this. He did a lot of stuff on Mo's album. D Gotti's album.
Oh, he was over there at Wreckshop.
Yeah, he came over there and did, but he was doing the stuff for a lot of people, man. But he very talented dude. Excuse me, very talented dude, man. And so I'm fans of theirs for sure. I'm fans of those guys, man, for sure.
Man, okay, so at some point you leave Wreckshop though.
Yeah. Fell out, man, behind money. You know how it always happens.
Is it the same thing? Like they just buying tracks, or y'all doing publish? Is it a little more structure on the business over there?
It's more structured over there. You know what I'm saying? But I was owed some money, and he said he didn't. So I mean, it was kind of a mix up, like I said. And then at that time, it was a lot of egos in place. Because look, we done.
Y'all done built this thing. Yeah.
We got a little notoriety, so of course, we both got egos, so we didn't solve it at that time. It took a while, for us to sit down and really have a conversation, but we eventually did, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I got a lot of love for D-Rec, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect, including myself, we all make mistakes, but we did get that business straight.
Yeah.
We got that straight, and shit, we good, man. Like I said, anytime I needed help from that dude, he been there, you know what I'm saying? So I have nothing bad to say about it, straight up, nothing.
For sure. So you leave Wreckshop, and then what do you start doing, like, musically?
I just started doing my own thing, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of slowed down because everybody was used to me being over there and getting at me over there. But it wouldn't. I was still doing stuff for people. They were still coming, getting tracks, but it wasn't like it was. You know what I mean? Kind of slowed down a little bit. And but. Yeah, like Lil O, I kept doing stuff for O, and I got a lot of respect for him on a business tip.
Yeah,
because he always handled business straight. I know every producer that worked with him, I guarantee you, they still getting publishing and all that from doing work on his album, because he made sure the business was right, and I give him that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lil O, you know what I'm saying? He did business correctly.
Yeah. Did you work on like the Fat Ray with the cheese and all that?
Yeah, I did. I worked on the one before that
Blood
too.
Money.
Yeah, Blood Money. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Screw was scratching on the song that I did. I can't remember the name of the song, but Screw was scratching on it. And that's when I told Screw, man, I'm gonna do me a solo album, and he was like, just make sure you don't let nobody else do the cuts on it but me. That's what Screw told me. I was like, you already know.
Yeah. So are you establishing relationships with Screw like that, or you just
Oh
kind of
yeah,
see him
me
in
and
the
Screw
passing?
was cool, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Cause Screw used to come over to the studio. Him and his homie, you know, they come over to the studio. You know what I'm saying? Screw was a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Good dude, man. Heart of gold, man. Who could say something bad about that dude, man? For real. I mean, you know, he was a good dude. I never seen him upset. Not to say he ain't never get upset, but I never saw him like that.
Yeah.
Never saw him like that, man. And I remember telling him, I was like, man, you could have all these dudes, but he was comfortable
Just being
being
a
a
DJ.
DJ. That's what he wanted. He said it's playing out the way I wanted it to. That's what he said. It's playing out the way I wanted it to. He said, you know, all these cats getting careers, you know what I'm saying? All he want to do is DJ. So, you know, he helped these cats to, you know, that don't do nothing but still make him look good, you know what I mean? So, hey, you got to feel him on that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So on the Fat Rat, what you doing with Fat Rat with the cheese?
I did, I wonder why you can't tell these niggas nothing.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to stack that shit. And there's another song with Billy Cook on it. I can't remember the name.
Oh man, you gonna make me pull a checklist. I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah. For some reason, Lil O always wanted to get the groovy tracks from me. He wanted to get the kind of groovy stuff where he could be serious on my tracks. You know what I mean? He get his other stuff like Blue Note did back.
No shit.
Yeah, that's who did that. He did a lot of stuff on Fat Rat with the Cheese. Blue was cold. He cold.
He's still around?
He should be, man. I don't know, man. He should be.
Blue Note. If anybody got contact with Blue Note, man, I need to.
Yeah, that dude is cold.
Yeah.
Swift is cold.
Yeah,
You
I
know
had
what
Swift
I mean?
on. Yeah, Swift, man.
Oh, you had Swift
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
Oh, man. Shout out to Swift, man.
Yeah.
That's my dude right there, man. He good people, man.
He another one of them ones, like, he's naming them records, and I'm like, how do I not know? You know what I mean? Like, how am I just finding out in 2020, 25
Man, that
years
dude
later
there, man.
after the fact?
That dude got some killer shit. I think he should have went to the West Coast. He would have been,
Yeah, with the style.
he'd have been down with Dre. I already know it. Ain't no way Dre could have heard his shit and been like, and turned away from it. Ain't no way.
Were any of y'all ever having aspirations to do that, or y'all were just content being where y'all
I
were?
almost went to the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Because my uncle lived out there in L.A., but what kept me from going is my daughter. I didn't want to be that far away from her, so I didn't go, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he was going out there. He was being out there in Cali, you know what I'm saying? Because he got, his sister live out there, you know what I'm saying? And he, you know, so he was going out there. But I almost went. My uncle had gave me the okay and everything. He was like, you can come.
I used to tell him, like,
And,
man, we can get in out here because
but,
I actually had met some good people. You
I
know,
didn't
they
go.
was, you know,
I didn't go, man. So, but like I said, if Swift would have went out there with that shit that he'd be having, man.
Yeah,
I
That dude
stayed
be-
everywhere,
that dude-
Midwest, you know,
Yeah,
up
dude.
north. Shit, I would have moved around. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah, so.
So when you how does, because you know it was kind of like, did you ever get in on anything on the 2005 movement? Like once Houston really got to the main stage, and or were you still, or did you kind of back away from music by then?
When Hawk got killed, man, I backed away for a minute because, you know, me and Hawk was cool, and it was another one of those situations we was working on. I was staying with D-Rec at the time, and we was working on.
So y'all end up linking back up a few years later.
Yeah, so we was working on a Fat Pat remix album, and I had been, you know, on Hawk about coming through, dropping his verses. I had already had Mike D. He had came through already, you know what I'm saying, and did a verse on. We had a song we was doing, another body rock to a different beat, and it was, you know. So what I was doing, I was putting Pat vocal over new beats, you know what I'm saying, and Mike D came and dropped a cold verse for me. Shout out to Mike D.
Shout out Mike D. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was on Hawk about getting through there, and he was like, "Dub, I'm gonna get through there, baby." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get through there, baby. And what happened is my partner Fo Trey, shout out to Fo Trey, he came through and cause I didn't even know, and he was like, "Man, you heard what happened to Hawk?" I was like, "What?" You know, cause I had just talked to Hawk like maybe a day or two, you know what I mean? And I had told him, "Man, you need to come through, drop your verse." And he was like, "Man, he gone." I was like, "What you mean gone?" He's like, "Man, he got killed, man." And I'm like, I still don't get that. I'm like, who would want to kill Hawk? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that.
Yeah.
The type of dude that I know that he was, I'm like, I don't get that.
Yeah.
That dude, I mean, you can never know a person totally, but you know what I knew of him. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. I don't see that. So that was so shocking to me. And then you know me and I call him John because I used to call his job when he was still working when him and Big Steve was living together. He was still working.
Wait, so Hawk and Big Steve used to live together?
Yeah, yeah, and I call his job, and I had to ask for John. You know, so but Hawk, man, he was a good dude, man, and that really got to me.
Yeah.
You know, cause I'm like, damn, man, we just losing too many. It's like every year, me and Big Steve was real tight. You know what I'm saying? And that got to me, you know. So and Screw, that got to me, cause Lil O, the one called me when that happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my way to the studio. Lil O he called me, tell me they all over there at Screw Studio, you know, and what had happened. So I just, you know, get off and go over there, and man, it was just, man, all that shit was just happening like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So when that happened with Hawk, man, I was like, you know what, you know, and then technology was kind of changing the game too. So I'm like, you know, I'm a college dropout. I ain't finished college. What I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I gotta do something. You know, I'm not wanting to let this music thing go, and then it's a pride factor in there too, because you like what people gonna think of me getting a
Double
damn
D.
job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I had to go through that humiliation time. I had to go through that. You feel me? And because I had to get a job. I had to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't about to get back in those streets. You know what I'm saying? I did that at a young age, so I wasn't finna do that. You know, penitentiary, I can't do shit if I'm in the penitentiary. You feel me? So I'm like, that ain't even an option. So I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna do? I even got back in college, but then I end up dropping out again. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, I'm at a crossroads. You feel me? And I finally had to let that pride go and get a job. And I knew what was gonna happen. You know, not everybody recognized me, but people did recognize me. And first thing they want to ask is, "What you doing working here?" You know, and it was like, it was embarrassing. You feel me? But then me, I'm like, shit, life, man. I had to be honest with them. Life, keep living. You feel me? So shit happens, you know. So it is what it is. But I had to get on my grown man shit. You know what I'm saying? And do what I had to do. Yeah. So
That's just been what it's been.
that's what it is, man.
Yeah. Damn. Well, okay, tell me this, because I'm trying to put these playlists together to spotlight all our producers, man. If you had to put together some of your favorite records, what would you say? Like, these are the mandatory Double D records that you got to know that I was behind.
Well, of course, Southside gonna be one
First. Yeah.
I would also say Get Back. It's a few other classics from the Keke thing, like the Ballin' in the Mix and stuff, cause those are real hood classics.
Yeah.
People really like them songs, right? You know.
Even Serious Smoke. You know what I mean?
Serious Smoke, Ballin' in the Mix. I already said Brazen Face. Or did I say
You
Brazen
say that, yeah,
Face?
but that definitely got to go, yeah.
Yeah, because it was a reason behind that,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, that definitely. Man, it's been so much stuff, man. you
Body
know.
Rock.
Yeah.
Would you put Body Rock on there? Even though I know you said you kind of was like,
I mean, but I do like Body Rock, but I just didn't think that for it, if you want to compete with Southside, this is not the track for it. Because to me, it was no comparison. And I did them both, but I'm just being honest. This track here don't compare to what, you know, this Southside shit, you know. And it ain't like Southside, this amazing beat or nothing, but, you know.
the jam factor.
Yeah, and how he put that shit together, man, and it just fit like a glove to that beat, you know what I mean? And it's, you know, that shit is jamming, man. But I think he needed, for Body Rock, it needed to be more clubby, you know, club type, you know, a club
Something
type banger.
with a brighter sound.
Yeah, club type banger, you know what I mean? So that's what I think, but. Like I said, it did what it did. A lot of people love that song. So
it's a classic.
Yeah,
I mean, then like you say, you got
talk
Big
down.
Steve on there. You know what I mean? He killed it.
Mm-hmm. And that was my boy there, Big Steve, man.
Cool dude.
And then, you know, what's crazy is, you know, we had just seen them cats when they, you know, because they had stopped by the studio, you know, before all that went down. You know what I'm saying? They had stopped by the studio. 3-2 was with them.
That's what I heard, and he just happened to get dropped off
3-2
first.
got dropped off.
Yeah.
And then they went, and that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. A lot of this shit that, you know, with the Pat thing, me calling, he ain't answering. The Hawk thing, I had just talked to him the other day. And then, you know, Big Steve, I had just seen him, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy, man.
So the thing with Big Steve was they go to Wreckshop, they go by the studio, they drop 3-2 off, then boom, this is what happened. It happened like that.
Yeah, they had stopped by the studio, and then they left, and they dropped 3-2 off wherever they dropped him off at, and it went and that shit went down.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, man. Well, shit. Nah, what you want your legacy to be, man? If you had to say, like, what is this defines my legacy? Because it's definitely, you know, it's there, it's etched in stone, man. There's, you know.
Well, I mean.
So do you think about that?
The best part haven't happened yet.
Huh.
Because, like I said, the things that I'm trying to do, you know, is on a different tip, a positive tip, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, I think it's very much needed in the world today, you know what I'm saying? And I want to try to do some things for the kids too, you know, because I had created a character called Mr. Math. Man, did you ever hear that Mr. Math? Man. That was dope, man. But I had trust issues, so I didn't really want no help with it, and I didn't have the money to really push it, so it kind of just
fizzled out.
Yeah, you know. But it's still relevant because I was teaching mathematics through the music. You know what I'm saying, with this character, and man,
you should bring that back, man. Because especially in this digital age, like, man, you could really reach a lot of people with that.
My mama tell me that all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, you know, it's still there. It's still there. It can still be done too. You know what I mean? So
you never know. That could be the second, you know, the second wave of Double D right there.
That could be the life change
right there.
Right there. So yeah, I just got to get more settled in, and you know, get my time right where I can spend more time doing, you know, what I love to do best. You know what I'm saying? I just got to get there. So it's coming.
Yeah,
I haven't given up. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. Dren, what about you, man?
Man, I'm just chilling. Like I said, I'm working with my son, man, and his little group. They got a group, SSL, man, and doing a few videos, man, and I actually got a new video. My little cat getting ready to drop on Christmas, man.
Yeah.
So just basically working with the youth, man, trying to, you know, keep them into something, man, you know, and I love music, so I want to be authentic too, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is what it is. D haven't even worked with him yet, man. I'm trying to get him to work with these young cats, man. They talented, so maybe
It's
we can
coming.
get that.
It'll come, man. Like I said, I got to get myself in a position where I can be home more. You feel me? And I can do my thing. Because right now I'm gone all the time. You feel me? So anyway, but it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's
I
coming.
want to see that Mr. Math, man. I ain't gonna lie. I think
Hey,
he might
you
be
know
on to
what?
something.
We
man.
actually did a video, man. We were able to do a video out at the University of Houston for that. You know what I'm saying? And man, had a great turnout. Stay Flow, shout out to Stay Flow. She really looked out on that end and brought a bunch of parents and children out. Man, so
That nigga storyteller, man.
we
He
had a
had a
good
song
time.
back in the days about all the teachers when we was in high school. Nigga made a song about them and it was jamming. Every teacher we had, just jamming
But
shit.
yeah, I just my rapping, that's over.
Yeah.
Now that part is pretty much over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to do other big things in music, Because, now I got grandchildren.
Yeah.
You feel me? So,
Grandpa can't be up there still trying to spit.
yeah, I mean, but
You can, though, but-
you can because look, you gotta look at it. Back then, rap wasn't even.
Yeah, they wasn't what it was. Yeah.
Now it's over 40 years old. You know what I mean?
It spans so wide. Yeah.
So you got to have old school rappers now because I mean,
Exactly.
It's an audience for that.
because
Exactly.
because it's been here long enough now. Back then it hadn't been here long enough, so okay, we
A
ain't
40-year-old
got
trying to rap to these 18-year-olds.
It wasn't no 40-year-olds really.
Right,
I mean,
right.
because it wasn't even that old. The game
except for
wasn't that old.
Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah,
you
maybe
know, them
Grandmaster
cats,
Flash,
all of them.
Yeah, maybe that. The exception of a few, very few.
Yeah, like real
But
few.
now, you know what I'm saying, the game has been here so long, you got to have the old, old school. What they going to do, stop rapping? Only reason I can't really still be doing it like that is because I never dropped a successful solo album. Had I did that and established myself as a rapper, shit, I still be getting shows and being on stage too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't knock these cats for doing that. You know what I'm saying? The Big Hawk, I mean not Big Hawk, but Big Pokey and
Yeah, for sure.
the Kekes and all them cats. I mean, they younger than me. You know what I'm saying? But still,
They veteran artists though.
They they getting up in age too. You know what I'm saying? So, we all got cats calling us old school now. In other words, you know what I'm saying? You got a generation now that's like, school. What's up, school?
Exactly. Youngsters, we got grown kids. We got grown kids now.
Yeah. So, I don't knock them cats for that. Get your money. I mean, that's what you did this for. Because you got to look at this, man. Rapper ain't got no pension. Ain't no pension.
401k.
None of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to keep yourself relevant as long as you can, because if you don't, when it's over, it's over.
It's over. Yeah.
OV.
Yeah, so I commend all these cats, the Kekes and, the Pokies, especially Keke, you know what I mean? Because he keep doing his thing. He keep working.
Yeah.
He keep working.
Stay
and
dropping
Zero.
something new.
And
Yeah.
Zero, too.
man.
And Zero, too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Zero.
yeah.
Zero.
You ever did any
we
work with
keep
Ro?
Yeah, but it didn't come out. I spent the night at Row House one night, and we did something, but it never came out. You know what I'm saying? But I wish we had a chance to do something. You know what I'm saying? Even now, I wish I had had a chance to work with him.
Yeah.
Talented dude. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you still have any aspirations? Like, I mean, you said Ro, but is there any other people where you like, man, it'd still be cool to maybe do some records with these guys right now?
I wish Face was still doing his thing. I would love to do something with Scarface.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never got a chance to. Me and Solo had did something together for the Fifth Ward soundtrack where Willie D was on it, him and Keke, called Bust Back. That was the only track that we did together, me and Solo, that we did that together. And let me see. I mean, Pollo, you know, I would still like to work with Pollo if he get in the lab and come on with it. You know,
Have y'all ever did anything before?
Oh
Like
yeah,
solo
I did.
records?
Oh, I did something on the hardest pit in the little.
What you doing now?
I don't even
I
remember
like
the
that
name
track.
of that
I
song.
think it's the
don't
one where
remember the name
Poe
of
he's saying Saran wrapped it in mustard.
Oh
What's
my
the,
God.
is it?
It come on.
Yeah, like the dogs barking.
Yeah,
That
boy,
bitch
yeah.
jamming.
I
Yeah,
can't-
it's jamming.
I
I think it's the track where he say Saran wrapped it in mustard.
I can't remember.
Distracting them dogs as I crawl through states.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
nah,
that's something
I
else. That's a
don't know.
DEA
I
record
don't
there.
know.
We say that.
the one with the pits come on, man, at the beginning.
When
barking.
it come on, he
Yeah,
be
the track. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know that part, but I just can't really. I don't know the name of the song. I can't remember the name.
But
of
it was
the
on
song.
Up from Hardest Pit though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the hardest pit in the little.
Yeah.
Other little, in the little, whatever it was. Hardest pit, other little. I think it was.
You gotta get that right, man.
That was a classic album right there, man.
That track was jamming.
That's when Hawk was just man.
Let's see. I know it ain't that. 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 Let me see. I know it ain't that one. I know it ain't that one.
Keep going.
Dog Proof.
That's it.
Dog proof. That's what I said. The Saran wrapped it in
That's
mustard.
it right there.
Yeah. C-Note and Will Lean
Yeah.
on there.
Dog Proof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, shout out to C-Note too, man. You
Yeah.
know, I did some stuff for C-Note, his solo album.
What records you did with C-Note?
I did that song, "Wanna Be a Baller,"
Yeah.
where he had Baby and Manny Fresh on there.
Yeah.
I did that.
That was on. Was that Third Coast Born?
Yeah, I
2000
think
or
that's
something?
the album. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was the album. Yeah,
Man.
yeah. So yeah, man.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Anything else before we get up out of here, man?
Oh man, I appreciate you having me on, man. And
I had to. That's what I'm saying. Like I just found out maybe in the last 10 years who produced Southside, and I'm like, man, this is a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, with these people, I think y'all should be celebrated just as much as everything else that we know about. You know what I mean? As far as the producers, because y'all really created that foundation, that sound, man, that a lot of us still build on today. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to have young man just celebrate your works, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully we can do it again, man, on a different tip, some new shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't want to say that I'm done. You know, so I'm just trying to take it to another level. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's what it is, man. I'm Donnie Houston, Double D, Dren. It's the Donnie Houston Podcast, man. We out. Oh, real quick before we get up out of here, social media. So if anybody want to contact you.
Social media, I mean, on Facebook, I'm just Andre Sargent, Double D in parentheses, and what is my I don't even know.
Instagram, man.
I don't even know my
The Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
This is Andre Sargent.
Yeah, it's just something. It's something.
Yeah.
It's something, man. But I mean, it really ain't. I ain't really got nothing going
Yeah. That's what
right
it
at
is.
the moment. But y'all can find me on Facebook. If
We're gonna get something going, man. I got some little hungry little pits, man. They ready to do some stuff, man. You gonna get something going.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, man, right now I'm just trying to pay the bills, man, and do
Yeah, we got.
Cause I mean, getting up in age, man, and I got grandchildren, and shit, you gotta make
More
sure
important things, yeah.
you gotta set it up for when you get old, man, and can't do no work no more. You feel me? You gotta be able to have it set up where you can still live and survive. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Like I say, we finna get up out of here for real, man. Donnie Houston Podcast, Double D, Dren, we out.
All right.
Donnie Houston.